Ambitious and motivated are words that describe you best. Then you're on the right place. This is Motivational Radio Friends from Paris with your host, Longi Agoha.
That brings to the second point is that they need to manage, you when you're single, you manage your own priorities. Mm-hmm. So you choose where to go, you choose what to do. There is no one that is stopping you. You are single and you're free. You can do it whenever you want to do it. Mm-hmm. Until you get married, things are not the same because someone said that marriage is housing someone's history and someone's development. Because when you get married, you're not getting married to the same person you get married to. They will always keep changing.
Right.
So you have to adjust to their change, and also you have to give up some things. They might not like what you've been doing. You might have been sleeping late, working hard, but when you get married, you won't be doing the same things you used to do. You won't be working as hard as you used to work. You have much responsibilities to do. But while you're single and you have no one to report to, you are free to do what you need to do, what you have planned to do. Those are some of the advantages.
Okay.
So
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to move to the third point.
Go ahead.
So I said the third point is that you manage your own friendships. Mm-hmm. You choose who you can hang around with. You choose who you can communicate with. Because someone said that your association will determine your destination. So who you hang around with will determine where you're going to be in the future. Because you become like those who you are with. If you are around people that are lower than you, you won't be able to move higher because you are the leader. So in order for you to move higher, you need to find friendships that are higher than you, in knowledge, they have better experience than you. So you can be elevated. So you can be moving higher. So you need to, when you're single, you manage your own friendships, but you need to decide to manage it.
Okay, I agree with you. Let me just chip in one thing. Somebody said if you are the guru in your group, you have to change the group. How about that? If you are the guru in your group, you have to change the group.
I like that one.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So the other point is that you manage your own space. Because, when you get married, you don't have your space anymore.
Yeah.
You're sharing it with someone else. But when you're single, you have your own space. As I said, you can do what you need to do. You do what you need to get done very quickly, and you do it very fast. So, you manage your own space. And the other thing is that you manage your own relationships. You manage who you can relate with. That's the other thing about being single.
Okay.
And
go ahead.
Yes. The most important one is that you manage your life's purpose. When you're single, is the best time for you to discover your purpose and discover who you are, why you are, and where you're going in life. Because if you're single and you don't know who you are, and then that person meets you and you don't know your purpose, it's a disaster. You begin to through some challenges that you cannot handle. But when you discover your purpose, when that person comes to meet you, they come to help you with your purpose. They come to help you to develop it. Your purpose is the reason why you're born, your original intent, the reason for your existence, the reason why you were put on this earth. That is your purpose. So when you're single, you manage your own. You manage your life's purpose. That's the other point of being. That's the other advantage of being single.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And okay, I'll give another one. Is that you manage your own body. Because I know most people once they get married, they start to increase.
That's right. Yeah, we see the problem is you might be right here because of the fact that we have a tendency to say, he's living very fine, the wife is feeding him well, and he begins to expand, like you said, and I think it's out of laziness.
Okay, because before when they were single, they had enough energy,
Right.
But now that they've got someone that is helping them. They say, I can relax now, I can sit down a bit.
Right.
Someone told the women that same makeup that you've been putting on for that man to chase you, why don't you put it on when you get married as well? So meaning that since you've been fit before you got married, continue being fit when you're married. But when you're single, you have more time to look after yourself, to work on your body, to eat healthy and all that. You have that enough time to do that. Obviously, when you get married, sometimes you relax or you get lazy, or you have so much responsibilities you don't have time for that to go to gym or to work out. But on the other hand, if the relationship, if both of you are you like to keep fit, then you both inspire yourself to do it. But it's better to begin to do it while you're single, so you can carry it on you can carry it on when you get married as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So it's kind of a routine. You need to have a routine.
Yeah, you need to tune in while you're single, so even when you get married, you're still tuned in.
Okay, and now you open up for especially young people who would buy in these ideas. Assuming many of them have, if they have forgotten that, or if they don't remember all this, I hope this will wake them up and tell them, listen, this is the best time to move around and get your purposes and all your life's intentions straightened out before you get married.
Indeed, sir. And also the other important thing is that you manage your own life's plan, your plan in life.
Mm-hmm.
There's a man called Dr. Miles. He said that he broke down the life's plan in 3 phases. The first phase is the 25 years. The first 25 years of your life is for you. You work on yourself intellectually. You work on yourself spiritually. You work on yourself physically. So the first 25 years, you are single. Develop yourself. You read the books that you need to read. You get the right information that you need to get. Go to the universities you need to go to. Get the degrees. Get all the degrees. Put all the knowledge into yourself. Read the Bible. Grow spiritually. And also go to the gym. Work out. Get yourself fit. Those 25 years are for you. And then the next 25 years, between 25 and 50, is for us. Meaning that basically that's when you can get into a relationship. That's when you can get married. And that's when you can share yourself with someone else those next 25 years. And then the last 25 years is for them, meaning the grandchildren. Mm-hmm. That's when you pour out yourself into the grandchildren. So the first 25 years is for you. You develop yourself spiritually, intellectually, and physically. And then the next 25 years is for both of you. That's when you can give yourself into relationship, into ministry, into whatever that needs to get done. And then the last 25 years is for the grandchildren. You pour out yourself into the grandchildren. Because obviously the average life is 75, but others live above 75.
Sure.
But that's the type of life plan
mm-hmm.
that is good to follow. So those first 25 years, whoever's like 25 or whoever hasn't reached 25, they need to develop themselves and get all the right knowledge they need and get all the degrees they need. And then they can find someone else to marry.
That's great. This is wonderful. You're really showing us, giving the youth more or less kind of a plan to follow and strengthen their lives while they are growing up.
Yes, indeed. And the other most important thing in life is that when they're single, they manage their own intellectual development. That's when you decide to get all the qualifications you need. Go to the university, the college, the school you need to go to, get all the degrees, the diplomas, the apprenticeships that you need to get. So you are able to manage your own intellectual development. Now for the young ladies or for the young men, now for example, if they have children, once you get children, it's hard for you to go back to school
mm-hmm.
because you have a responsibility for the children. So before you even have children, before you even get all the knowledge that you need in your profession or in line with your gift or your passion, so that when you get married, you don't need to go back to school and spend other years, and then you're struggling with your children, and then you're studying, all this hard. So it's better to get the knowledge now before you get into marriage, and then that will become easier for you. You don't have to go back to school to study. You can be online, just gaining additional knowledge. So that's another advantage of being single. You manage your own intellectual development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what you're trying to say here, there's time for everything.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, you're just saying that when you're young, do what you're supposed to do as a young person, and when you get past that stage, you move away from that stage and start doing things that is in line with the stage you are in at that particular time.
Yes, indeed. And also, is that because obviously most young students or young children, they don't have this knowledge, and if we keep quiet, they won't hear. So someone has to speak it out.
Somebody has to say it.
Yes, and someone has to share it, because many young students, young children are dying, meaning that they are dying of knowledge. They don't have knowledge, so we can't really blame them. So parents, they need to help them gain the right knowledge. The teachers are helping them gain the right knowledge, but it's just that they don't get all the knowledge needed in life, and I always say that's really up to the parents to really help to get the right knowledge, because there comes a time in life where they're going to have the educational exams, but also the life exams. So they need to prepare them for the life exams.
Yeah.
The life exam is that, like as you say, marriage, career, jobs, business. They have to get ready for those exams.
Oh yeah, because life has a very funny way of testing people, and you can't just escape from those tests. You can't. No matter your level, no matter where you are, life is going to test you, and it's going to test you very hard. And it is the hard ones, those who are really, really prepared, that will scale through, that would get the good side of the things. Because if you're well prepared, then anything you face in life would you face it and you will be prepared. But if you're not prepared mentally, physically, and otherwise, you somehow you fail or you crumble because of the difficulties of life. Life is I always say that life is a long walk. It's a very long walk, so you need to prepare.
Yes, indeed. Another thing is that when you're single, you manage your own spiritual life.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing. When people go to a funeral, what they do, they pour dust into the grave, into the person's casket. And then that person also is going to turn into dust, into ashes. The real person is the spiritual person, is the spirit man.
Yeah.
That's the man. So that's why you need to, the real you is your spirit man. That's the inside, your soul. Your soul is inside your spirit, and your spirit is inside your body. So for you, in order for you to change, you need to work on yourself spiritually. You need to get in the Word of God. You need to fast. You need to pray. Read the right books that men and women of God have written, and develop yourself. Read the Bible and develop yourself spiritually, so you can be able to build up your career, your future, your relationships, your time. So once you build up yourself spiritually, it's good for you to be able to live life in what God has really called you to be.
I understand what you're saying there, because it was Jim Rohn who said that you should work more on yourself than you work on your job. Develop yourself more than you develop on your job, because it is who you are that determines what you do exactly. Because you can get, I always give this analogy, even if you have 20 PhD degrees, for example, it is when you are physically, mentally prepared to face the challenges of life, then you begin to use the knowledge you have to begin to affect lives. But if you are not ready, it is not the degrees that you have that really gives you what you want. It is what you do with the degrees that you have. So you need to be mentally prepared to face life challenges, and then you begin to affect lives around you.
Definitely. That's the key to life. As I say, education is the key. So you need to educate yourself. You need to work on yourself, your intellectual development. You need to work on yourself intellectually. That's why you need to read all the books you need to read. But this is the other thing. It's one thing to read the books and get the knowledge, and then it's the other thing to put it to action.
Now that's where the whole thing, it is the action that really counts. The action. Because some people, yes, if it were to be books alone, there are lots of illiterate people who would not have gotten rich today. But it looks like the more you read, the lazier you become.
Yeah, because this is the thing. When people don't have direction, it's hard for them to, if they don't have a mentor or someone that can direct them,
mm-hmm,
it's hard for them to be fulfilled in life. It's hard for them to succeed. Because I've seen many of my fellow students in my high school that they are wiser than me. They were on a higher level than me. But what they're doing now and what I'm doing now is totally different.
Exactly. That's a pure sign. You see, yes, 10 people can pass out from one school, and you see 1 or 2 people who end up becoming millionaires, and the other 8 will just work from 9 to 5, and that is the end. So what's the difference? What is it that makes people different?
This motivating podcast was brought to you by Motivational Radio France.